everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com. What's up, Guru Nation? Thank you guys very much for continuing to watch and email me and text me and Snapchat me and all that other stuff, right? LinkedIn has been big, obviously it's huge in our industry. So today's question comes from someone, plain old-fashioned email, right? Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. And by the way, I'll reply to everybody. I may not do a video for everyone, but I reply to everyone, right? So this is a question I like. It's about business, and let me just read you the question, and then I'll try to make like a 5-minute or less answer, okay? Hey Dan, I'm looking for a benchmark on the cost of employees versus income for a clinical trial site. In my podiatry practice, I shoot for below 25%. Can you help? So, a better way to think of this is, now first of all, there's a lot of costs going into running a site. You've got to pay the PI, you've got to pay, well in your case you might be the PI. So, if you're a research site owner and you're not the PI and you have to pay the PI, I don't consider your PI an employee, so take him or her out of the equation, but bring them back into the equation real quick because they're not going to be an employee. They're more likely going to be an independent contractor, and you're going to pay them a percentage of your budget, of your gross revenues that you bring in for their studies. Okay? With that being said, you can negotiate anywhere from 10 to 30, I would even go to 35% of the gross study budget with them if they're letting you use their office space and you're not paying rent. If you're using your own site and they're coming to your site and you are paying rent, 10 to 20% is more likely the percentage you would pay them. Okay? So, with that being said, let's just go 10 to 20%, all right? Now you're at a 80% profit margin. Before anything else, right? Before you pay yourself a salary, before you pay your coordinators a salary, rent, all the overhead. What I shoot for, because most of my clinics are structured in a way where we pay PIs a percentage. There are some clinics where I've partnered with PIs and we don't have to worry about that. And because of this, our profit margins are much higher. But it works out to be the same thing because they're an equity partner, so they end up getting profit that would otherwise go to me in my pocket, right? So I would strive for 50% profit margin after everything, okay, after paying the PI. And again, if you're the PI yourself, your profit margin should be like 70%, right? But let's assume it's not. Aim for 50% profit margins. That's paying the PI, that's paying the rent, that's paying all your staff, that's paying all your overhead, and maybe yourself a reasonable salary that the IRS considers reasonable, all right? After all that, after all those expenses, you should be at a 50% profit margin. So figure out what percentage of your costs your employees are, and you should be at a 50% profit margin. So as far as paying your coordinators, I mean, they are your biggest expense, okay, so other than your PI. So keeping them below 25% would be, I think 25% is the sweet spot. So I never really look at it as profit per employee. I always looked at it, and I've experimented with different metrics. I've looked at profit per study, which I still use because you can make decisions on which study you need to spend more time focusing on rather than which studies are just causing you headaches and you're actually not that profitable. Profit per study is important. Profit per employee, I used to use that metric, but it's not as good as profit per study. And it's kind of unfair to some coordinators because some coordinators may be assigned less profitable studies and it's no fault of their own. They might be a better coordinator than someone else. So I don't like that metric. Just make sure that you're at least netting 50% of the profit, okay? And if you're the PI, it should be 70, all right? Thank you guys for watching. Dan from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thank you, Guru Nation. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.